That's right.
And it's not saying you don't critique the other administration.
Right.
You do. That's our job. But you cannot equate these two things.
That's
so
right.
I think that we are failing in this moment, and we fail to the detriment of our country. So when I went to Howard, I founded, that was in 2021, and I founded the Center for Journalism and Democracy precisely because I felt that mainstream media was failing our democracy in that moment.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Our founders were deeply problematic, but one thing they got right was understanding a free society must have a free press. That you have to have an educated population if we are going to pick our leaders.
Yes.
And when you don't have an educated population,
That's right.
you get Trump.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. That's right.
And I don't mean educated as if, the way we have caricatured the Trump supporter. Because they are not, poor white people in Appalachia. These are billionaires, right? These are highly educated people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who don't actually understand the truth about the country that they're in, right?
Yes.
So I think we have to do so much better. Like, journalism is the firewall to the democracy.
I believe that. Absolutely.
And we don't feel that we can be explicitly pro-democracy, right? I argue that our journalism has to work on behalf of democracy.
Yeah.
How can you be neutral on democracy when if you don't have democracy, you can't function as a free press?
Absolutely.
So yeah, we're not doing well, and the easiest way to understand it is all you have to do is look at what does the political press look like. Are they people who have a family history of being denied the ability to vote?
Right.
Are they people who have a family history of being oppressed by the society, of a society where things don't always work out? So I think so many of our political press, they actually think everything is going to be okay. It's horse race politics. They like the back and forth. Trump is an interesting person to to cover. But for us, we know people are going to lose their lives.
Their lives.
People
Absolutely.
are going to suffer. There is going to be harm and hell to pay. And so we cover it as black political reporters in a very different way, but there are not very many of us who are covering this.
Yes.
So I really am hearkening, to the black press, the traditions of the black press that could never pretend to be neutral. How are you neutral in a society that's killing you and denying you your rights? That we do have a point of view, and our point of view is we believe in equality, we believe in democracy, we don't think authoritarians should lead the United States of America.
Right.
We do think that having 34 felonies should be disqualifying of the office.
Right. One. Yeah.
I mean, the last thing I'll say, just think about that. Just 2 weeks ago, the state Supreme Court of Mississippi upheld a law that was passed right at the end of slavery that permanently disenfranchises people for having a felony. Only certain felonies. And it was literally created around the time of Reconstruction to disenfranchise black folks. It was explicit. That law is still on the books. It is still disenfranchising black folks for life for committing a felony. And that state Supreme Court said that is constitutional.
Wow.
So if I commit one felony, I can't vote. But if I commit 34, I can be president of the United States.
Yes.
Make it make sense.
Yes. Well, your skin got to be a different color. But, I was talking to the brother Michael this morning, and I think, we were talking about a really powerful point, and that is when our ancestors were fighting and dying to learn to read, right? What they meant and what they hoped for us by way of acquiring knowledge, I don't know that they meant degrees. I don't know if they meant that we need you to to be able to have a degree. I think they meant something in terms of the ability to think and the ability to see God or bring God to places where ain't no God, And I love how you said that in an uneducated populace, you gonna get a Trump. And I think that's enormously, and that's really what they discovered too.
Yes.
Yeah. Come on, brother. And you have to forgive me. We have time for one more question.
We gotta get this young lady too.
Oh, she was there too. Oh,
I'm going
okay.
rogue. Who gonna tell me now?
Well, nobody.
All right.
Nobody. Go ahead, brother.
So most people in this room have several friends on social media who are staunch Trump Republican supporters.
Do we?
I don't.
But okay, brother.
Welcome to Louisiana.
Now, brother, it's a comma right there. That's a comma. Okay.
No, that was a clause.
So, and if we spend, 1 hour a day just commenting on the false stuff that they're putting on social media, we just lost an hour a day. You multiply in this room, we just lost 500 hours in one day.
Okay.
Do we unfriend or friend those people and walk away?
Go ahead. Don't ask me to answer that.
I can't give you relationship advice. I'm not Ayanna. I cannot fix your life or your crazy friends.
Yes, call them crazy.
But, so I think we all have to decide what is the best use of our time in this moment. One thing that I have come to understand about, not just, conservatives, but I'm speaking specifically about MAGA. They are impervious to facts. They don't care what the facts or the research
don't
is.
care. That's it.
You can
don't
give
know.
them, they can make an argument and you can say, let me give you the document. Let me show you every bit of research. They don't care. I'm not wasting my time on people who will not be convinced by logic. So what you do need to do, so I was looking at just some of the elections in Louisiana, and I was looking at turnout. Right? And I'm thinking to myself, you don't need to worry about the MAGA. You need to worry about the people who actually support the things that you care about, who don't engage in the political process.
That's right.
Because
That's right.
I don't even think it's 10%. And really, it's y'all men that really need to get it together. Because black women are not playing with Trump. And honestly, most black men aren't either, right? So the two highest groups who vote against Trump are black women and black men. So let's be real. So let's not worry about that tiny percentage that will not be engaged with logic, reason, that's not voting for their community like that. What can you say to somebody at this point in the game that will still support that man?
That's right. Nothing.
Spend your effort helping organize the folks who feel disenfranchised, who feel disenchanted, who feel apathetic, to go out and make their voice heard. Because truthfully, yes, presidential elections matter. But what impacts the people in this room's lives on a day-to-day basis are your local and your state elections.
That's right.
Work on that.
That's right. Come on, sister.
I would unfriend them though, because you can't bring that shit in my timeline.
I love it. That's what I was waiting on.
Don't bring that shit in my timeline.
That's right.
I can't, no.
Hi.
How you doing?
One of the most intriguing parts.
Are you a student?
Not here.
That's okay. Tell us who you are.
My name is Chloe Woods. I'm a student at Hobart William Smith, which is a college in New York. But my sister is an HBCU student.
Yes.
That's okay, baby. You don't have to be HBCU. We love you and want you to get your education. You don't have to apologize.
I just know what money was. But one of the most intriguing parts about the Black experience and Black legacy in particular to me is this idea of creating Black wealth and what that looks like for Black people to obtain economic independence, and specifically within the realm of creating our own infrastructure and institutions. We don't know what the political and economic climate of the world will be in the next 10 years. What do you think Black people as a community should do to prepare ourselves for that uncertainty and arming ourselves by building community within each other for economic independence?
Shoot, that white school was giving you an education there. I am not mad, look.
Okay.
Shoot. Get that information and use it to bring down all that shit. I know that's right. I am not mad. I am not mad. Listen.
Yes.
That's such an important question in these times. And why it's so important is, when I was your age, where are you from?
Here, I'm from Baton Rouge.
Okay. When I was your age, and also growing up in a very working class community, a very working class household, we know a lot of times in our communities when they see a black child who has a spark, or they think that child has a particular potential, we get a very dangerous message from our